If I told you that Jax from the amazing digital Circus wasn't always the emotionally distant troublemaker we know today, behind that sarcastic exterior lies a devastating story about two lost friendships that might explain everything about his behavior. Episode 7 just dropped some massive hints that change how we see this character entirely. Let's break down the heartbreaking truth about Jax, Kaufmo, and Ribbit. So here's what we know. The show's creator confirmed that before Kaufmo abstracted, another character named Ribbit was lost to the void. We got our first glimpse of Ribbit through concept art, but it wasn't until recent episodes that the pieces started falling into place. Remember when Pomni asked if Jax had any friends? Regatha's response was brutal.
Not anymore.
And look at Jax's reaction. This is one of the only times we've seen him genuinely hurt by someone's words. That's our first real clue that something deeper is going on. In episode 6, Jax looks annoyed when he sees Kaufmo's door. But when he looks at Ribbit's door, he goes quiet, like it brings back something he doesn't want to remember. Episode 7 gives us the smoking gun. In Jax's room, there's a wall covered in photographs, and one image is crystal clear. A genuinely happy Jax sharing ice cream with Kaufmo and Ribbit. This isn't the cynical rabbit we know. This is someone who once had real connections. The fact that these photos are still up suggests he can't let go, even though looking at them clearly causes him pain. Then comes one of the most revealing moments in the series. Jax starts hallucinating, seeing Ribbit's hand reaching out from a void in the wall. What's fascinating here isn't just that he's seeing things, it's his reaction. Despite the shock on his face, he immediately reaches toward his old friend without hesitation. For someone who builds walls around himself constantly, this instinctive response tells us everything about how much Ribbit meant to him. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Inside Kane's office, we see spheres containing memories of past adventures. Pomni looks at the Candy Kingdom, probably thinking about Gummy Goo. But Jax stops at a sphere showing a snowy mountain adventure. You can hear an argument happening.
Hey, you alright?
I'm great.
This might be the exact moment their friendship fell apart. The argument between Jax and Ribbit sounds painfully familiar to his recent fight with Pomni, where he couldn't admit he was forming a genuine connection with her. This pattern reveals something crucial about Jax's character. He consistently pushes away anyone who gets too close. He'd rather hurt someone who cares about him than show a moment of vulnerability. This kind of behavior usually stems from past trauma, and we might be seeing exactly what that trauma was. Think about it. Jax probably got close to Ribbit and Kaufmo naturally. They were adventure buddies who had fun together. But when that friendship deepened into something genuine, when they started seeing past each other's masks, Jax panicked. He did what he always does. He self-destructed the relationship before it could hurt him first. To understand what likely happened with Ribbit, we need to look at how Jax treats Gangle. On the surface, he seems like a bully who enjoys tormenting her. But there's a revealing comment he makes during the Starlight picnic scene in episode 5. He seems genuinely confused about why his constant harassment isn't making Gangle stronger. This mindset is telling. Jax appears to believe that pushing people and breaking them down is somehow helping them. It's a twisted logic where showing weakness is unacceptable, and he's appointed himself as the one to toughen everyone up. Of course, Gangle doesn't see it that way at all. She just sees someone making her miserable. When Zooble starts supporting Gangle in a healthy way and Gangle begins finding genuine happiness, Jax gets noticeably upset. He's not just losing his target, he's watching the one person he considered a friend, in his warped view, drift away because someone else is actually treating her with kindness. This same pattern probably played out with Ribbit. They started as pranksters, having fun together, but as their bond deepened, Jax likely felt threatened by the vulnerability that comes with real friendship. A single comment from Ribbit, maybe something touching on something personal Jax had shared, could have triggered him. We can imagine the argument escalating, Jax saying increasingly cruel things to push Ribbit away, while Ribbit felt betrayed by someone they trusted. Jax would be too proud to apologize. Ribbit would spiral into hurt and anger. And Kaufmo, caught in the middle, probably sided with Ribbit, which explains why Jax looks at Kaufmo's door with such resentment in episode 5. Here's the truly tragic part. Ribbit's emotional state after this falling out likely contributed directly to their abstraction. We know from Jax himself that people don't act their best right before they abstract. The pain of losing a close friend, combined with the inherent madness of the digital circus, probably pushed Ribbit past the breaking point. And Kaufmo? Watching his two best friends destroy their relationship, then losing Ribbit entirely, must have devastated him. He likely tried keeping spirits up with bad jokes, pretending nothing was wrong. But after Ribbit abstracted, Kaufmo probably became obsessed with finding an exit, a way to save everyone from the same fate. That obsession ultimately consumed him too. Fast forward to the present, and we see Jax repeating the same mistakes. His connection with Pomni in episode 6 mirrors his old friendship with Ribbit. They have fun together during the adventure, he lets his guard down, even admits to fears like his hatred of corn. But the moment he realizes what's happening, he panics and pushes her away. The anxiety attack scene in the bathroom is particularly significant. It starts right after Zubal's heartfelt speech to Gangle about embracing who you are. Jax is likely remembering the memory sphere he just saw, realizing that Gangle found happiness through vulnerability, the exact opposite of his approach. He's confronting the reality that his methods don't work, that he hurt Ribbit for nothing, but he's still too proud to admit it. There's an interesting detail. The show's creator originally designed Pomni as a frog or toad character, just like Ribbit. Whether that's intentional symbolism or not, Pomni and Ribbit clearly share personality traits, at least in how they interact with Jax during adventures. This similarity might explain why Jax initially felt comfortable around Pomni, but it also means he's reliving his past mistakes in real time. The difference this time? Pomni has support from the rest of the circus crew. Unlike Ribbit, she's not isolated when Jax pushes her away. She can see through his defense mechanisms, and there's hope she might actually help him break this cycle, if he lets her. The story of Jax, Ribbit, and Kaufmo is ultimately about how refusing to be vulnerable can destroy the relationships we care about most. Jax lost two of his closest friends, and while circumstances in the digital circus certainly played a role, his inability to accept genuine connection likely accelerated their abstractions. The creator has mentioned that the worst thing Jax has ever done hasn't been revealed yet, but maybe it's not a future action. Maybe it's this past memory, the moment he destroyed his friendships through pride and fear, setting off a chain reaction that led to two abstractions. That would certainly explain why it haunts him so deeply. What do you guys think happened during that snowy adventure? Could Jax eventually break his pattern with Pomni's help, or is he doomed to keep pushing people away? Drop your theories in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button. We've got more digital circus deep dives coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.